46 and a half. Breaking news, we have a science update on photosynthesis for you. Now to Ben with more on the topic.
What is it?
It's the news team.
What news team?
News team 46 and a half.
What did you say?
We're news team 46 and a half. We've come to do an interview.
You're not intelligent.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we wanted to interview you about this thing called photosynthesis. Never really heard of it before.
Hold on. Hello? Obvious, yeah. What? You said the news? Yeah, I know there's a news team. Yeah, they're sort of at my doorstep, yeah. You're so... Yeah, I know you're slow. Yeah, you're a dumb computer. Yeah, you're being shut down. Yeah. So, what were you saying?
Well, your robot thing,
Yeah, don't remind me about him.
it told us that we could come over and do an interview with you because you are like a crazy scientist or something of the sorts.
Yeah, that about sums it up, yeah. So, yeah. Well, come in for now. I need to get my stuff ready, and then we can go out to the field, I guess. Yeah. So this is my lab.
Nice.
That's my robot. Yeah. I'm going to
That's Petrovia?
No, that's Mark.
Oh, that's
Petrovius is the one you were talking to earlier. Mark's much nicer and simpler to see.
Oh, good.
So look around. I need to get a few things ready. You can look at my trays. Should be good with it. Yes. Okay. Hold on. Let me grab a great big book of everything scientific. And my helmet. Safety. Don't want the crazy mad scientist to die now, do we? No. Okay, now we can go. Push the lever. There you go. Good job. Yeah.
So, Mr. Scientist, what is photosynthesis?
Please, call me crazy.
Okay, so what is photosynthesis, Mr. Crazy?
Photosynthesis is how plants get their energy from the sunlight and turn it into sugar and they make sugar because it's their food. They can't just take the energy from the sun and use it. They have to change it, yeah.
Okay, so where do they get their sugars?
It makes the sugars, Goofy.
Oh, I get it. So, what happens to a plant when it goes through photosynthesis?
Well, when a plant goes through photosynthesis, it takes the oxygen, but it doesn't take in oxygen. It takes in CO2 and it takes in water.
All right.
And the plant takes the energy from the sun and breaks down the water into hydrogen and oxygen. And then it gets rid of the oxygen because it doesn't need it.
So, the plant goes through photosynthesis to make oxygen for us, and we make carbon dioxide for the plant?
Exactly. You learn. Just slowly.
So, how do you know if the plant is going through photosynthesis?
It is always going through photosynthesis because there are two different types of reactions going on in photosynthesis. You have the light-dependent reactions and the light-independent reactions. The light-dependent reactions are going on whenever there is light around you because the plant needs the light to do that first part, and that is why it is called light-dependent. Now, in the light-dependent reactions, you have energy being captured by light-absorbing molecules in the plant. The energy will then be transferred to electrons, and then after that they will enter an electron chain. Now, using some of the energy from the sunlight, water molecules are broken down into hydrogen ions, electrons, and oxygen. The oxygen is being getting rid of because the plant does not need that. But then the electrons will enter an electron transport and energy will be added to them. And then hydrogen ions are going to be absorbed by the plant. And then after more energy is absorbed from the plant and added into the electrons will be added to NADP. And then when they are added to the NADP, they will be turned into NADPH. And that is used later on in the light-independent reactions. But now, and then still during the light-dependent reactions, we have hydrogen ions diffusing through a protein channel in the thylakoid membrane. And then with these hydrogen ions, they will be turning ADP will be turned into ATP. And ATP is also going to be used later on during the light-independent reactions. Now that is what happens in the light-dependent reactions. And since you're beginning to look a little cold...
Oh, I sure am.
Yeah, you silly non-Swedish person. We can be going back to my scientist lab now, and I'll be talking to you about the light-independent reactions back there, if that's all the same to you, yeah.
Is it warm there?
Just a little bit.
Okay, well, let's go.
So, now that we are back in the warmth of my laboratory, we can start talking about the light-independent reactions now, because you look a lot less confuzzled and warmer and like you're ready to pay attention to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out there you look like you were starting to zone. Yeah. But never mind that. So, starting the light-independent reaction.
Hey, do you hear that?
Yeah.
I think that's the cops.
Well, sure sounds like it.
That's not good. That means they have found my location. That means we must run! Let's go!
Well, now that we've escaped the cops or whatever you wanted.
Yeah, now, it's like you said, now that we have escaped the cops and we are in my more high-techy, more obvious lab, we can go back to the light-independent reactions that we were talking about earlier, before the cops came and tried getting us and shooting you. Or me. I think it was you, because I'm not the crazy scientist in here, but yeah.
Why were they after us?
You don't want to know.
Is there anything important that we need to know about this?
Is there anything? Everything's important about this.
Okay.
Well then. Unbelievable. Well, to start it out, as you can see,
Okay.
we will break apart the carbon dioxide. And again, we get rid of the oxygen, because we don't want oxygen. And what we will do is we will take carbons, 3 carbons from 3 carbon dioxides, and we will take the 3 carbons, and we will add them to 5 carbon chains to turn them into 6 carbon chains. And then for the 6 carbon chains, what is wrong with the carbons we have now that we just took from carbon dioxide is since carbon dioxide is a low energy molecule. It doesn't have much energy in the bonds. Yeah, there's not much energy to be had. What we need to do is we need to add energy. And so what we do is we take ATP that we made from the previous light-dependent reactions. Yeah, you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we made ATP. But now we are taking that ATP and we are using the energy that is in it. We are also taking NADPH, also some things that we had earlier that we made in the light-dependent reactions, and we are taking the energy from that as well and putting it into the carbons. So now look at, we have 3 high-energy carbon chains here.
Nice.
And so what we are going to do with this is we are going to take it and we are going to put these 6 carbon chains, or 3 carbon chains, I'm sorry, my apologies, and we're going to put them together. So we have 6 carbon chains that are just full and bursting of energy, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yes, quite so. Right. And so, these 6 carbons, but we have these 6 3-energy carbons that are just full and bursting of energy. But in sugar, the problem is that we need 6 carbons and not 3, right?
Right.
Yes. So obviously what we are going to have to do is we're going to have to go through this process again. That is when we will have the 6 high-energy carbon sugar. But what happens is the first time through, we will take one of the 3 high-energy carbons, and so then we will have 3 high-energy carbons, and we will take more ATP from the light-dependent reactions that we made earlier, that we were having earlier outside in the sunlight. And what will happen is that we will take energy from that, and we will rearrange the molecules, the carbon molecules, into 3 5-carbon molecules.
Okay.
Which, if you will notice, is exactly what we had at the beginning of this Calvin cycle.
Yep.
so that when we take 3 carbons from the outside, from the carbon dioxide, what we have is we have the beginning of the cycle all over again. And we can go through.
So it just goes through it over and over again.
Exactly.
So photosynthesis is 2 parts. It has the light dependent and the light independent.
Yes.
And then it goes through the cycles for each one, and it just is always going through those cycles.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Well, he was certainly an interesting character. Well, that's all the time we have for you today. See you tomorrow on News Channel 46 and a half.